Hey, good evening. It's Friday, December 8th, and we're going to get back into Luke's telling of the birth of Jesus in his gospel, and it's a beautiful story. And I just want to take it bit by bit here, as we've got the time between now and Christmas Day. Still almost 2 weeks left, over 2.5 weeks to go. And tonight's video is titled Joy in the Womb. Joy in the Womb. And this gives us insight into what's going on from what happens with children in the womb from the time of conception. There's so much that we don't understand, but there is what is shown to us in this passage tonight talks about something absolutely mind-blowing that's going on in children in the womb. Let me read this section for you. It's in Luke chapter 1. We're going to look at verses 39 through 45. And this is right after the angel Gabriel has appeared to Mary. We talked about that on Wednesday. So it begins with, at that time. And the at that time is right after. Remember, the last words that Mary said was, "It may it be to me as you have said." And the angel leaves her. Then right away, Luke says, at that time, Mary got ready and hurried to a town in the hill country of Judah, where she entered Zachariah's home and greeted Elizabeth. You see, Gabriel had told her that Elizabeth herself was having a quote-unquote miracle, unexpected pregnancy. So there's a camaraderie that already exists between these two women. They're relatives, probably not super close, but they are bound together by these amazing things happening in their wombs. And Mary knows, perhaps even instinctively, that Elizabeth is going to get it. And she's not going to have to explain to her all the circumstances of this 14, 15, 16-year-old girl who's now pregnant. And her story is, well, I didn't do it. The angel of God came to me and God made me pregnant. You know that story is not flying very well. But with Elizabeth was kind of in the same boat. And she knew that Elizabeth would be a place where she could trust. So she comes into Zachariah's home and she greets Elizabeth. When Elizabeth heard Mary's greetings, the baby leaped in her womb. That's John the Baptist. And Elizabeth was filled with the Holy Spirit. Notice the connection that's happening here. Let's not miss it. There is joy in the womb. The words of Mary come through and resonate with John, the 6-month-old in the womb child. And he knows that the boy that she carries is his Lord. And he's thrilled. So Elizabeth responds. She is filled with the Holy Spirit, in verse 42. In a loud voice, she exclaimed, "Blessed are you among women, and blessed is the child you will bear. But why am I so favored that the mother of my Lord should come to me?" Now, how is Elizabeth getting this data? Remember, Zechariah couldn't speak, but he could write, because that's recorded for us in Zechariah's story. You can imagine the kind of conversations that are going on with Elizabeth saying, "Tell me about this. What is going on?" And John writing out furiously these answers for her. And then, as we're going to see in Mary's response, these are people that know the Bible, that know the Old Testament, that know the Psalms, that know the prophecies and the predictions of the Messiah coming. And they're going back and forth, back and forth. And there's an excitement that's there. So Elizabeth is speaking out of this time, they've had plenty of time to contemplate this little boy that's coming to their life. And as the angel told Zechariah, this little boy that they were having, John, would be the one who would prepare the way for the Messiah. Like we mentioned before, immediately passages like Psalm, Isaiah 40 just burst into life in front of us. So there's this excitement, and we hear it from Elizabeth. Why am I so blessed, so favored, that the mother of my Lord should come to me? And as soon as the sound of your greeting reached my ears, the baby in my womb leaped for joy. Joy in the womb. Blessed is she who has believed what the Lord has said to her will be accomplished. Even repeating Mary's words to Gabriel, may it be to me as you have said. The Holy Spirit's involved here. The Old Testament's involved here. The Psalms, the prophecies, the faith of these two women, and then the life of these two little boys. One barely conceived, the other 6 months along, rejoicing in the will and providence of God. This passage is such a powerful, powerful statement about the wonder of the womb, about life in the womb. Sure, Jesus was the Son of God, but he was also, as our confessions state, very man of very man. He was men, he was a child, he was a boy, in every sense of the word, in addition to being God. John is alive, full of understanding, 6 months inside of his mother's womb, full of joy, leaping with joy. And these two little ones are connecting. Their mothers are connecting. There is a sense of just amazing joy here, joy in the womb. This is a powerful passage to encourage us with what's happening in pregnancy. It's a powerful passage for us to encourage women who are pregnant, to pray with them, to bless them, to pray for their children, and to know that those children can hear and grasp in some way the wonder of God's mercy being communicated. That's what we could learn from this passage. So this whole Advent, this coming of Christ in the flesh begins in the womb, and it fills us with great joy. And I pray it will give us a renewed joy and awe of the miracle of pregnancy and birth. There's so much going on here, so much life happening before birth, so much encouragement. This passage is amazing to me and so encouraging. I pray that it will encourage moms who are pregnant, moms who have been pregnant, with the spectacular power of God being demonstrated through this wonderful, amazing miracle of birth. And we see it here, recorded for us by Luke, and we can see in awe and beauty, joy in the womb. And that's the thought for this night. Just gives us so much reason to respect the wonder and miracle of birth, that we don't treat it casually, but we're blown away by it. And Lord willing, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great night, and thank you so much for being here. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching. May God richly bless you as you seek to live for His glory.